Hello friends, today I'm going to take up a cue card and that is based on talk about talk about a childhood story that was narrated to you that was narrated to you. You should say who narrated who narrated the story, who narrated the story, what was the story about, what was the story about, what was the moral of the story, and does it influence you even today? So, friends, today we are going to talk about a childhood story that was narrated to you. You should say who narrated the story, what the story was about, what the story was about, what was the moral of the story, and does it influence you even today? You have to ensure that you use the right tense. You have to ensure that. The first part is in past tense, right? Who narrated? Second one is also in past tense. Third one is also in past tense. And fourth one is in present tense. Does it influence you even today? Dear friends, when you will be sitting face to face with the interviewer, you must start imagining when you'll be given approximately, say, 45 seconds to jot down these questions. Start imagining, start working on the answer, right? So, the first thing that must come to your mind is किसने वो story सुनाई थी, right? Then you imagine some personality. For example, here it is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And then his struggles. His struggle from a hut to ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization, right? And then he's becoming the president of India. Thereafter, you are supposed to think about the moral that you got and whatever you've learned and how you're applying it today. So you have to work on that. So this is the first step, dear friends. This is the first step which I expect you people to do, right? That is start imagining. Okay. Now the answer goes on like this. Well, I still remember when I was about 4 years old. Well, I still remember when I was about 4 years old, my grandmother narrated a story. In fact, she used to narrate bedtime stories, and almost every night there used to be a story with a lesson, right? I remember one story that was based on the life of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. She told me that there was a person by the name Abdul who was born to a poor fisherman, who was born to a poor fisherman father. Though there was abject poverty, but Abdul moved out of that hut and joined a local village school, and thereafter on the basis of his extraordinary academic performance, he moved to a renowned university and became a space scientist. Later on, he became the head of ISRO, that is Indian Space Research Organization. There are a number of feathers to his cap, and he worked so diligently, dedicatedly, and honestly that he succeeded very fast, full stop. Thereafter, he became the president of the world's largest democratic country, that is India. So, this story basically highlighted the journey of a poor man to the president's house. If I talk about a few of his qualities, I would certainly share with you, as was narrated by my grandmother. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was a writer, a fine orator, and a very versatile personality. He always remained grounded. He always remained grounded, and his politeness, his soft etiquettes, they are remembered even today, though he died while delivering a speech in a university in Meghalaya, full stop. So the story had a great moral, that is, there may be problems, but in the heart of every problem lies a solution. So what I learned through this story and what I am implementing even today is a lesson that I've learned, that is, life's battles do not always go to the stronger or the faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is a man who thinks he can. I repeat, life's battles do not always go to the stronger or the faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. So this story stays in my heart, and whenever I have a challenge to face, I remind myself of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, and soon I find I have a solution. So friends, this is the quality of answer that can get you good bands. Fine. We focused on a few things, that is knowledge, then communication skills. Let me tell you that fluency is more important than accent. And then the lexical source, your vocabulary part, then coherence, right? Were your sentences well connected? Were they meaningful, right? And there weren't any empty spaces. And whatever I spoke, it came or it appeared to be natural. So friends, that's the end of this cue card. Thank you. Have a good time. Enjoy life.